I like you. I like you too. But here we go. I'm just not ready for like a long-term kind of a thing because you're still trying to find yourself and you have a lot of things that you want to work on and you don't want to get distracted from your career. Yes, that's exactly. How'd you know that's what I was gonna say? Oh, I don't know, just a hunch. Wow, we're so like in tune with each other. I know, imagine if we were actually boyfriend, girlfriend, started dating. Yeah, I know, I think about that a lot, but it's just like, I'm not in that right headspace right now, and if I know I'm not there, I don't wanna like waste your time, you know? It's basically what you've been doing this whole time. Yeah, I totally get it. But I really like you and I hope we can stay friends. Nah. What?
I've been living in Miami for about 4 years now, and I have still to yet, I have yet to still meet like girlfriends. I don't really go out that much. I'm not a big like go to the club and drink all the time type of girl. I am your friend with a yacht, but yeah, I'm trying to go to brunch. I want to go do Top Golf. I want to do just different things, you know, different fun activities, co-work, go to different cafes and, you know, dress up for dinner and whatever, take cute videos. If any other girls are interested in doing stuff like that, even going to the spa or just wellness stuff, yoga, Pilates, tap in with me.
Y'all got this big bullish mannish energy out here. And no man that's a masculine man wants to be around that, which is why all you can attract is boys. That's feminine energy. Boys is one, you don't know what's going on. He don't pay for you gotta do this and that's like you're magnetizing that because you are the alpha. You got this masculine energy. You figuring it out. That's not your fault either. That's not entirely your fault. Society's programmed you to be that way. What are you giving them to protect and provide? Because a lot of us have all this bullish, mannish energy. You're not precious. A pearl is precious. A small kitten is precious. But a bull, you don't feel like you need to protect a bull. You want to cherish, admire, and protect a pearl, though. A diamond, yes. It's small. Your energy needs to be.
He told her that it was for the best, that they had split up. And so to me, it was like one last, before she got serious with some other dude, it was one last attempt to see, because rejection breeds obsession, if the other guy was interested.
Yeah.
If he was still potentially carrying the torch for his ex. And he basically told her no. He wasn't into it. And then, like I said, like a week and a half later, on all of her social medias, her with this other guy. And so it's only been 5-6 weeks since the breakup. And I was like, that didn't just happen. She didn't just meet this dude. She knew him and was lining him up, probably him and a bunch of other guys. And so she monkey branched from her boyfriend to the new guy. And he's like, did I just get played? Is she just jerking me around? What happened here?
Why is it that we as black women feel comfortable checking black men, but the moment a black man checks us, we call it misogyny, control, or toxic? Don't scroll. Let's talk about it. Why does it seem like accountability only applies when we're the one giving it? We criticize black men, drag them online every day, talk about how they lead, talk about what they do, what they don't do. But the moment a black man says, sis, you out of line, or start calling you out on your bad attitude, all of a sudden he's bashing women. We can dish it, but we can't take it. Calling men weak for not being a leader, but then when he does lead, you say he's being controlling. Which one is it? If we want growth and healing from our men, we have to be able to look in the mirror and check ourselves first. Because checking somebody, that's not hate, that's love. And if we can't be corrected without getting offended, maybe the problem isn't the message. Maybe it's our pride.
White woman be like, oh, white men did this, white men did that. We have to stop white men, white men, white men. Do you think that women from any other race have it better than you? As a white woman living in a first world country, do you think And if it's so horrible to live among white men in a first world country, I invite you kindly to give me your citizenship, to give me your rights, to give me your opportunities, and come live in my place in a third world country where white men are not the majority. White men gave you rights. White men keep up with your every day because do you think that you are morally perfect? No, you're not. You are a pain in the. But I think this is a problem of perspective because you just have one. When you have 2, 3 or more, you will start to realize how lucky you are. Because while you are defending minorities, women from these minority groups, they are suffering oppression anyways and worse than you. And before you guys say like, oh, you are saying white men are perfect, I'm not saying that. I'm saying be grateful for 1 second. Be grateful. Do you understand it?
Yes, I'm Ryan or Constigo, and I thought I'd just give a quick little update because I haven't been posting very regularly at the moment, and it's basically just because my mental health has been a bit. So, since the community mental health team have decided they don't want to work with me anymore, and they won't give me a second opinion, they won't give me any treatment, so I'm kind of on my own now. And I'm just finding it really hard to cope by myself. And I feel like I don't really have people around me that much anymore that are there because they're so focused on their own lives, which is, fair enough. But I just feel kind of forgotten about and left out. So I'm basically just by myself all the time with my cat, and things just aren't going particularly well. And that did cause me to.
Let's talk about my biggest problems when it comes to dating. I am a very independent person. I also think that I come off as someone who is emotionally closed off, and I have been emotionally closed off the past couple of months. I do think that has kept romantic interests away. I've been told I come off as intimidating, not in a I'm so scary way, more so in a I don't need other people way, or in a I have boundaries and I have standards, so I'm not going to make it necessarily easy for someone to come in and date me. I'm open to dating and I have met people. I cannot do a casual relationship. I'm too emotional for that and I attach too easily. So I'm of the belief that I would rather wait a little bit for someone who can meet me where I'm at and try and lower my standards or my boundaries because I am in such a good place. I'm trying not to waver my beliefs or anything that's going to set my progress back. I have no problem being alone. Honestly, I've learned to enjoy my own company. But yeah, I think that has been my biggest problem with dating is that I am so closed off and I am a very independent person. I do think that I'm in a season where I'm more open to the idea, but it is not a priority. My priority's been myself, and I think that's important for everybody. Focusing on loving yourself, respecting yourself, and getting to know yourself is important because you cannot open your heart and your mind to loving someone else if you don't love yourself. Be comfortable being alone. Because like everyone's been telling me, the right person will come when you least expect it. Someone who was in a long-term relationship and did say that to people, it is true. Anyway, I hope you all have a great day. Be kind to yourself. Be patient to yourself. Take it day by day. And if no one said it to you today, I'm proud of you and all the progress you've made.
A lot of women have fumbled a good man just because they let their whole friends coach them right into stupidity. Taking advice from somebody that doesn't even have a healthy relationship is insane. Your bitter, lonely ass can't keep a man as friend coached you into leaving this good man that you have, and you actually listened. And a lot of the times, ladies, y'all do not be paying attention to the signs. 9 times out of 10, this is coming from the friend that was probably in his inbox before y'all started talking, but he never wanted her and he chose you, and she's jealous behind that. A friend that wants the kind of relationship you have, and she's jealous of your relationship, and she don't want to see you happier than her. Or a friend that's waiting for y'all to break up, so at the hindsight of y'all breakup, she could jump right in his DM and hop right up on it. Yeah. Then what pisses me off is that y'all don't take advice from the friend you're supposed to take advice from. You're not taking advice from your friend Lisa that graduated Harvard, married since her early 20s, 10 years plus married, successful marriage, got kids, career, a good life, and all that. Her advice goes in through one ear and out the other. You'd rather take advice from Victoria that lives on the 3rd floor, that's a dropout, is out here surviving off of child support checks, welfare checks, cup waters, hot Cheetos, and motherfucking pickle juice. Yeah, you see how crazy that sounds? Stop letting your whole friends trick you out your spot from a good man's life. No funny shit.
You know, a lot of these sayings sound good until they don't. A lot of this advice sounds great, coming from genuinely nice people, until it doesn't. These modern women are going to have you out here alone, by yourself, with no man. I've been taking care of myself. I've been focused on myself. It sounds great. How long have you been doing that? I've been doing that for 10 years now. So did you start when you were 20? No, I went through a phase. And then when I was about 25, 26, 27, I started taking care of myself. So if you've been taking care of yourself for 10 years now, and you've been going to therapy and all that stuff, and now I'm finally in a good place to date, you're probably now around 36. 36. And this what gets you in trouble. At that point in time, you're a little bit more stubborn. You're a little bit more stuck in your ways. And you hear it pop out, well, my standards are this, my standards are that. Once again, that's great. But the guy that you're going for, and a lot of times modern women go for men that are not even interested in them. The guy that you're going for has to like you back. Period. End of story. So all of these standards and stuff that you're talking about, it's not going to fly. It's not going to work. And nobody's saying that you can go out there and disrespect yourself and let a man just do anything just to get a boyfriend. But some of the stuff that you're going to get into and that you're going to be talking, you're already doing it now, that you're going to be talking to a man about, he's not going to be trying to hear it. He might go along with it for 2 or 3 months. Oh, I think she's really, really cute, or she seems like a nice person. But eventually, it's going to come out that you want things the way you want them, how you want them, when you want them, and he going to have to bend to that. And I'm going to tell you right now, that's not going to happen. You could be looking, it could be when you least expect it or when you expect it. You could be looking for it and it come right in your face. It don't matter. It doesn't matter. Your attitude, even though you come off nice, still going to be bad. Your behaviors, even though, and you're going to work your way into it. Well, I just believe. You're not going to come off aggressive at first until you get frustrated. But then you could be all in his face. Well, I just wanted this and I just expect. It's only going to take one time for you to get upset and blow up on him. And then what you're really thinking, what you're really wanting is going to come out. And that's when he's going to be able to look and see, oh, this is what she was talking about. Let me go ahead and move out and stop wasting my time.
You knew that dating was only rough for women. Get this. So my best guy friend went on a bunch of dates with this girl, like maybe 4 or 5 dates, like really cute dates. He planned them. They're very elaborate. And then for their whatever 5th date, she said, let me plan it. So it was really cute. She was going to do like dinner and laser tag. It sounded really fun. But then just as he's heading out the door for the date, he gets a text being like, wait, don't come. My mom's in the hospital. I've got to go there. So he obviously was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Like, take your time. Let me know if there's anything we can do. He sent flowers to her house. So then a couple days later, he gets a photo from her of the flowers. And she said, oh, my roommate just said these arrived. They're beautiful. Like, thank you so much. That's super kind of you. He responded being like, yeah, no problem. I hope everything's well. Like, let me know if you're down to meet up at some point. Obviously no rush. Yeah, hope things are good. Doesn't respond. So then he waits a couple more days and they were talking like every day. So he was like, hey, just wanted to check in. Like, I hope everything's going okay. I'm really sorry to hear about your mom, like thinking of you kind of thing. And then didn't hear from her again. So a couple of days later, we checked her Instagram. So she wasn't posting anything on Instagram, but she does have her ViscoCam link in her Instagram bio. She was at Coachella the entire time. Like, maybe there's a world where something happened and then she went to Coachella, but like the timing isn't right. Like,
there is no world. She was lying the whole time. And this is why men are not dating so much anymore.
We are grown as. How can you say you want peace from a woman, but don't want to be the protector or provider that she wants? And I feel like that's just being a family. You protecting and providing. You providing for your family. You putting a roof over their head, doing whatever you got to do to pay the bills, making sure she's straight, making sure the kid's straight, and then you protecting. You got to protect the household. You're the. You got to handle that. She looking up to you, and that's where she gonna be soft at. If you can protect and provide, you good. But we too grown to be like, I don't want to be no provider. I don't want to do this for a woman. And at the end of the day, if you really want a family and really want to lock in with somebody, you gotta make sacrifices. You gotta be that protector and provider. You gotta work. You gotta do certain. That's just that. She want a protector and provider. You want peace and certain. How you gotta, you feel me? You got to.
Yo, so I want to know what you guys think about this post. So the first girl said everybody's boyfriend got money till it's time to pay the tab on girls' night. And then KT said, my man ain't paying for nobody but me. Y'all can go to. Everybody's boyfriend got money till it's time to pay the tab. Yeah, and if my man has money, his money's not rated E for all of you guys. I love my friends wholeheartedly. I've been out with my homegirls and her husband. They don't pay for me, y'all. I pay for myself. Are there times where like, I'll be like, hey, a round of shots, and they'll be like, oh, a round of shots, but it's not every single thing. When we go out to dinner, we all pay our own tab. I've never in my life expected my friend's man to pay for me. That's weird. I don't know what it is with you entitled women. It's giving broke. Like, I can see your hands up. Spare change, please. Like, are you kidding me? And I would never, like, if I'm sitting with my homegirl and my man's there and stuff like that, and she decides to ask him to pay the tab or even make fun of him or say anything, if you think for 1 second I'm going to side with you, that's the last time we're probably ever going to speak, and the friendship would be over something so small because you opened your dumb mouth. You should never part your lips to call a man broke or say anything crazy because he doesn't want to pay for your tab. Where's your man? That don't make no sense. You don't beg another woman's man for change. That, oh my God, bro. These are like handouts. I don't know what it is. Like, a lot of the women in this generation, they talk a big game about men all the time. But then when I start seeing the things that you guys say, it's giving brokey. Like, you guys call men brokey. You guys call men all these names. I'm starting to think it's projection. Maybe we should start looking in the mirror. Because if you don't have two nickels to rub together, why are we going to out to eat? And I know women are like this. Oh, I'm telling y'all, I have so many stories on this. I've been on a girls trip with girls before who didn't bring no money. Paid for the trip and that was it. Didn't have no extra money. They expected people to pay for them. If you have this broke mentality, don't be my friend. I'm glad I don't have broke friends. But I'm just saying, if you ever have a mentality like this, no. It's one thing to be kind of cheap and budget your money and not want to spend money on dumb stuff like maybe going out to eat because you like luxury things and all that. Totally understand that. But asking a bitch's man for money could never be me. Sorry, my man's paying for me and him. And I want to get appetizers and dessert and a drink. With you added to that? No. I'm glad I don't have snake friends. I'm sorry, but if you ladies have friends that are making you feel bad about the way your man is and you listen to them, I'm telling you, you're in for a rude awakening and you're going to lose that man faster than you got him. Do not listen to your single friends if they're encouraging you to make fun of him or belittle him or, oh, he's broke, he's not going to pay for all of us. And you're sitting there getting peer pressured because you don't have a mouth of your own. I'm telling you right now, you're going to be the biggest fool.
Lowering our standards, we will find someone who would do better.
50-50. Helping my man pay bills. Why would I help my man pay bills when he could just go broke and pay them all himself and I could be the princess and save all my money? That's how crazy y'all be sounding. Baby, do what works for your household. Do not let the internet trick you into thinking you're wrong for helping your man while y'all build and y'all save. The internet will have you out here single, bitter, and confused, trying to live up to rules that don't even apply to your life. If y'all are a team and y'all are working towards something bigger together, why not help each other out? What's wrong with carrying the load together? That's partnership. And truth be told, when y'all got it, it's not even a conversation because at the end of the day, everything gonna get paid. Everything gonna be done. The house gonna be taken care of. So stop letting strangers dictate your relationship. They don't pay your bills. They don't live in your house. And they're not in your bed. If it works for y'all, that's all that matters. Help each other out. Be a team. Be considerate. When you love a person, you consider them. It's very inconsiderate to make somebody just pay everything and just be drained dry when you know you can help. Come on now.
Do you need help with that?
Oh, no, thank you. I got it. I'm fully capable of getting this done myself. I know, by the way, I know what you were doing. It's because I'm a woman and you're a man.
Where the basket at?
I have done hard things in my life. Thank you But no, thank you. Sorry, you saw me? Trying to hit on me? I see right through you. Oh, God. Damsel in distress. This isn't the 1950s, sir. It's all about core strength. Actually,
I don't need it.
actually, I don't think I need this. It's just a mistake.
Indicative of what you see a lot of strong, independent women doing out in these streets.
The more bills a woman pays by herself, the less attractive men become.
You sure about that? You sure about that? You sure about that?
I just paid 3 bills just now with my own debit card. Like the independent black woman I don't want to be. I don't want to be INDEPENDENT. You know what that means? That means independent. I don't want to be independent anymore.
You know,
That means stupid and making dumb decisions.
Well, I don't want to be a strong, independent woman. I think we have enough strong, independent women.
I don't want to be an independent woman anymore. I quit at being independent. I don't want to do this shit anymore. This is draining.
You know, have dinner ready for your husbands when they got home from work. That is all I want to do.
After society has worn them down and tired them out, a man has been telling them you don't want to go down this road. But they'll never learn until they get beat down and broken by society.
Men will be like, I'm not paying for dinner. And I'm like, okay.
And now we are going to hear some of the irrational reasons why some women think that men are obligated to pay for the first date.
I had Botox this week. That was $440.
What? Just why?
I had a session with my trainer. I pay her $330 a month.
I wonder if they're aware that not only do some gym memberships cost a lot less than that, but a person can actually work out all by themselves for free.
I got my nails done this morning. That was $150.
I'm sorry, but remind me when the last time a guy worth any woman's time ever said that he would have gone out with her, except for her nails weren't perfect.
My hair is another $250. I've spent over $1,000 maintaining my appearance this week. They can pay for dinner, ladies.
Somehow, I have a feeling that they would have spent that money on themselves, whether there was going to be a man in the picture or not. It is not a man's responsibility to pay for a woman's personal vanity.
So once again, and we keep on going back to, well, a man doesn't want to protect and provide. He want to do this, this, and this. Right. But I don't want to protect and provide because I'm not getting anything from it. Protecting and providing is mandatory. Peace, nurturing, all of the things that are on the side of women are optional. Men don't like that. My sacrifice, my security, my resources, everything that comes from me pretty much is mandatory. But if it's something that she has to do, it's optional. And then I think that the guy that was actually talking about it was like, well, you do what you got to do in order to provide for the family. You do what you got to do. Bingo. And that's what I said in another thing that I was commenting on. Men, we say protect and provide, but that's just a blanket statement. Because modern women think that too. A lot of ladies think that too. Well, protect. Well, what else do you do? When they start trying to break it apart, it's, all you do is protect and provide. Protect and provide is a blanket statement. Like he said, you do what you got to do to provide. I'm trying to tell you, men do not have a job description. Modern women want a job description. Well, this is what I'm going to do, and I'm sticking to this. That's all I'm going to do because there was nothing else in the job description. But for men, they don't have that option. I see you do, so I want you to take me out on a date. I want you to pay for that. And they'll go through all of that. They have a list of 50 things. I can see 10, 15 of these, but all 50, these are not in the job description. Oh, yes, they are. They're under the umbrella of protecting and providing. They're under the umbrella of you doing whatever you have to do to protect and provide. That's what I'm saying. Men don't really have a job description. They have to do whatever they have to do. And the job is always elevating. It's always rearranging. It's always mixing up together. And you don't really know what you have to do. That's what men are frustrated by.
Ladies, I hate to break it to you, but once you hit 30, you are way past your prime. And the chance of you finding a quality man who actually wants to settle down with you is very, very slim. You see, we're choosing younger, feminine, or cooperative women. The liberal media has lied to you, so you should probably drop that boss call persona ASAP. It's not a Disney movie. It's just reality.
Always out here reheating old nachos. Because didn't Kevin Samuels say the same thing? Isn't this the whole woman over 35 is a leftover woman rhetoric they keep trying to push to women, trying to get you to settle as young as possible? He gives the game away by saying that he wants somebody younger because they're more cooperative. You mean easier to control. Try to make you think, oh, we just want younger women because they have less baggage. Who do you think gave the old women the baggage? Brother, it was you. We're always coming online trying to do these scare tactics, trying to get women to settle. You're going to get older. Who's going to take care of you? I don't know. Maybe the support system that she set up. Maybe she put some of that money away from being a boss babe, as you called her, and she could afford to take care of herself in her old age. This is always projection. They are the ones who alone. They are the ones who are in fear that no one will care for them when they get older. The shallow friendships that they have, the family they don't come around, the kids they did nothing to help raise, they're afraid that when they get old, there'll be no one to care. What about this man screams he's concerned for women?
I got in trouble today because some girl was in her feelings that she had a man. So today I had a patient who came in and basically he was saying that he doesn't celebrate Valentine's Day and his wife knows this, so she doesn't even bring anything up when it comes to Valentine's Day. So I'm sitting there like, okay, that sucks for your wife, because what the fuck? So then he walks out and I'm telling my coworkers, I'm like, can you believe this man? Like, he literally with his full chest said he does not celebrate Valentine's Day and his wife knows better. Why did I get in trouble? Because there was a patient in the waiting room who felt offended that I was talking like that I was talking about the fact that that man was manipulating the out of his wife, because who doesn't celebrate Valentine's Day? That's one day a year. You have to show your woman that you appreciate her. One day. And the man was acting like he was so disgusted. So then the patient goes and tells the doctor that she felt uncomfortable. She just wanted to leave. She felt so uncomfortable. Mind you, she was sitting in the waiting room with her husband. That has nothing to do with me. That's why would I get in trouble for that? Because you have a husband.
Why are we doing this? You know why you got in trouble. You know you had no business talking about that patient at all. It's lack of professionalism. Also, 37% of people don't really celebrate this holiday. Just like they might not celebrate Christmas, Easter, Thanksgiving, or any other holiday. This is America, and that's their prerogative. This is pretty clear cut.
Ooh. AK mommy, tag me in.
They're gonna have to tag somebody in because that commenter blocked me.
She is very embarrassing. Very embarrassing.
I'm embarrassing? To who?
I presented several arguments. She never answered any of them. She didn't.
Well, that's because I never watched the video.
And she also stated bigotry against men. So get the out of here. Get the out of here.
Is anyone else getting the feeling that they don't know what the word bigotry means?
So you're worried about men's feelings. You're worried about how men view us. You're worried about how we speak out against the things that men do.
I always find it amusing when someone tries to tell me what they think I'm worried about. But if you really want to know what I am worried about, it's narratives like, this is you, right? Talking about reducing the entire male population simply because you don't like them. Now that's embarrassing.
We know what men will do when they have unchecked power. They will harm, they will use, and they will lie. So when I say thin the herd, I mean thin the herd. Because the only way to get rid of such an oppressive or oppressor is by making sure that they don't even come into existence. I said what I said.
Yeah, they said what they said. And that is what's really embarrassing.
You have traded being submissive to a husband to being submissive to an employer, to a boss, to a corporation. I think a corporation is going to be more cold than a husband. I think a corporation is going to ask you for more than your husband. The corporation, your boss is going to say, show up at 6 a.m., at 7 a.m., wear this. But if a guy's like, hey, I don't want you to go out in public with your hanging out. That's somehow an issue, but of course that would never fly in the workplace. Like if your job was like, you know, we need you to dress modestly in the workplace.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, boss. I think a husband, a boyfriend is going to ask you for a lot less. You guys have traded it. You've traded it.
Honestly, that's such a great perspective. I never actually thought about it in that way, but honestly, like everything that you said that you're willing to do and what you're not willing to do is literally submitting to a job.
Submitting to professionalism.
But the job doesn't love you. The job is not going to care about you like that. The job is not going to care if you're sick. The job is not going to care if your mom gets cancer.
They'll fire you.
You're having bad period cramps. Your job does not care, but your husband would.
These women different. Now they drinking the whole bottle of Don Julio. Remember when they was out here and ladies was getting free drinks and they was cute little drinks, Cosmos and little fruits. They drank 2 little blue drinks. Now they out here drinking like your grandfather. They put their hands on you. Can't nobody tell them nothing. They at the red light twerking on the headlight. Every time you look up, she posted up in a Rolls Royce Phantom with the stars in the ceiling. You're not in the NFL. Where you getting all this nice shit from, Miss Lady? Now don't nobody qualify because you done talked to 2 football players. 3 rappers was in your DM. Now you don't like nobody no more. Now he got to make $36 million a year just to get a text back. Come on, Ken. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous, Ken. I'm out here telling you, hey, black man, work on your home. Stay strong, bro. I know it's hard. I know you ain't going to get credit for everything that you do. But now we ain't nobody type no more. They mad at every time they see a black man happy, what they do? Shut that down. Look at the city of Atlanta. That's why they changed the whole city. Black men were too happy in Atlanta.
Because they was having their way with women all the way around here. And now the women finally been like, you know what? That is over.
See,
we're going to even the playing field around here.
Out the women. It was just black men having too many options. And they hated that. That's why they shut Buckhead. Remember Buckhead? Buckhead? What was out there doing? Having a ball. Pulling up in Ferraris, jumping out of Bentleys, going to the Velvet Room and Visions and getting sections. And what they do? Locked up everybody who was successful.
Yo, what's up? This is for all the kings in their soft guy era. Looking for a woman to protect and provide, but you're still running into people who are playing games. This is how you figure out who is real and who is fake based on their eye color. Now, this is all backed by science and statistics, so don't argue with me, argue with your mama. So the first one up is brown, dirty, muddy personality. Doesn't matter if she showers, wears perfume, a lot of deodorant, smells good, still a dirty person, avoid at all cost. Second one is blue eyes, blue like the sea equals waves, waves toss and turn, wishy-washy, not loyal, get her out of your face as fast as possible. Next one up is hazel eyes, because why are your eyes not one color like a normal person? Get out of my face, you're dishonest. The next one is your best chance at love, but it's still a no. Green eyes convey uppity, city type behavior. There's no way that her ego is going to allow her to ever admit that you're a lot better than she is, in a lot better position. Avoid her like the plague. Red/purple eyes, wild. What else can I say? It screams unfaithful, because what woman with red/purple eyes has ever been faithful? Gray eyes. Think Smoke from Mortal Kombat. Smoky, elusive. It's giving con artist. It's giving G-digger. You might think that's green, but no, this is it. Avoid her. Trash. And last but not least, Amber. Definitely crazy. Heavy on the psychopath. More sort of Freddy Krueger vibes, if I'm being honest with you. Don't date any of these women. Basically, the bar is on the floor and we're doomed. I would encourage you to just buy a dog alone, preferably a German Shepherd. Do with that what you will. Again, these are statistics. These are all facts. Don't argue with me. Argue with your mom. I tried to help you.
If a husband has to beg for affection, something is already broken. A man shouldn't feel like he's pleading to be loved in his own home. Affection is not a reward. It's the oxygen of a marriage. When he has to ask again and again just to be held, something inside him starts to shut down. Not loudly, quietly. He stops reaching. He stops opening up. He stops believing that his presence is wanted. And the dangerous part, he may stay, but his heart slowly leaves. A marriage doesn't collapse from big betrayals. It dies from small rejections repeated over time, from hugs that never happen, from warmth that slowly turns into habit. Love was never meant to feel like a negotiation. If affection has become something he has to earn, the relationship is no longer a partnership. It's survival. He learns to carry his loneliness in silence. He buries his needs so he won't be rejected again. He becomes emotionally independent while still married. He stops hoping because hope hurts too much. And when a man stops hoping, he stops fighting.
I think modern women underestimate time, consequences, right? I understand. Okay, let's say the man is, because what a lot of modern women think, well, they're fear mongering, they're trying to get you to do what they want you to do, and you know you're not going to be able to get married to anybody in your old age. But see, look at me, I got married. The vast majority of these modern women will not get married. That is a problem. They will continue to hope. I mean, it don't matter if you see this with your own eyes, right? I've seen with my own eyes women in their 30s wanting to get married, but because of the advice that they've been told, and some of this advice doesn't necessarily come from like a Shira 7. It doesn't necessarily come from any of these dating coaches or these Black Cat Energy and Divine Feminine. It doesn't come from them. It comes from people who mean well. Oh, you're gonna get married when you least expect it and stuff like that. You guys need to understand.
Right, for sure. I don't trick, I treat. Y'all peep game. Peep game. Peep game. I don't trick, I treat. And all that means is I'm not going to trick on you, but I will treat you like a lady. Yeah. I will treat you. I will take you on a date. I will court you. I will open the door. I'll make sure that you're not on the street side when we walking down the street. I'll make sure you got a coat on your shoulders when it's snowing. You know, those are all things that a real man, those are the things that matter. Yeah. Right? For sure. And then all the other stuff just fall into place. You never have to worry about picking up a tab or a bill or nothing like that.
I genuinely do not understand some women, and the way in which they seem to think absolutely baffles me. Perhaps they have difficulties in communication, which is ironic considering that a lot of women say that women are best at communication, but it really seems that some out there have this rather large difficulty in using these very simple, very easy to use things called words to actually communicate what they really mean. But here's a hint for you ladies that like this type of video and indeed make this type of video. If you don't want to pay, don't offer to pay. There, solve that little problem for you. Because most men are going to take you at your word that you have no problem at all paying for whatever activity it is you are engaging in. But most importantly, ladies, men are not mind readers. If you want them to know what you mean, you have to say it.
If you're a person who dates women, whether you're a straight man or a lesbian or bisexual or whomever, if you're a person who dates women and you don't date women, that's fine. You can date or not date whomever you like.
Well then, I suppose a lot of you, like me, were wondering what exactly was the point of making this video, if it's okay for people to date whoever they want to date. Because, well, we know that anyway.
But if you date women and you would never date a woman under any circumstances, you are just misogynistic, and there's not much use pretending otherwise.
And there we have it. I would like to say, however, that I'm inclined to disagree. I would also like to point out that a person can put whatever label they want on another person's dating preferences. However, that is not going to make most reasonable and rational people all of a sudden decide they're wanting to change their dating preferences just because you called them names. But I would like to also make mention that why don't we ever hear these conversations about women dating men? There's no big push for women to date people they don't want to date, but it's all about men needing to date people that they're not attracted to. Why is that?
I think men these days are not as willing to be rejected or take a risk. Men aren't really approaching.
I hear this from women.
Men are not interested anymore. You notice there's not videos of men like begging, wondering where all the women are. No, it's men aren't really that interested in dating and approaching women anymore. They're just hanging out with the bros, getting drunk, having fun, going back home, beating their meat and continuing on to another day. But what's so crazy is that y'all keep asking, like, why are men not approaching? But then all you do is want to insult them for not approaching. It's like they could be minding their own
business, and y'all are insulting them because they're not making y'all the center of attention. That's wild to me. That, y'all said, hey, guys, we don't be so lustful. Men are like, men told men, stop being lustful. All right, cool. Men got the word. Men stop being lustful. They're just cool. They were just hanging out doing their thing. Now it's like, where's all the men at? A lot of y'all got the attention you were getting because men were being lustful. Men are not being lustful, and y'all are like, but where aren't they approaching us anymore? But you notice it ain't men going, where's all the at? We see where y'all are at. We know y'all are at. And shockingly, rates are sky high. Who are y'all if the men aren't approaching, who are y'all to keep spreading?
Not all men. Oh, yippee. Another false equivalence analogy that is going to try to be used to justify why some women and men dislike all men. So let's hear it.
But if I gave you a box of Whoppers and I told you that 1 out of every 10 of them was actually a piece of human rolled into a ball and dipped in chocolate, you'd be wary of all of them. Would you not? That's what I thought.
What a lovely thought that must have been. However, there is another thought that I would like to point out that I'm sure didn't occur to a great many of you that happen to agree with that video and its particular analogy. By agreeing with statements like that, essentially there's a great many of you promoting prejudice and possible discrimination against entire groups of people. Reason being, you are using the actions of some members of that group to justify your wariness or prejudice against the entire group of people. Might I point out, a great many of you wouldn't like that if it was based on skin color, or if that argument was used against women, because I might add there are a lot of women that commit very horrendous crimes. Ironically, it's not usually given as much attention.
If a man ever brags that they do not chase women, they brag that they're not going to go out of their way for a woman, you, like men, you want to be a princess, you want a man to chase you, they haven't admitted to themselves that they are like actually okay.
If a man brags that he doesn't chase women, it's because he has self-respect and standards. And he's probably made the mistake of chasing a woman in his past, which he lived to regret. He's probably a little bit older and he's really happy in his life with his hobbies, his work, and his friends, which makes him very smart because he's not going to just rush into anything. But he's not. Like, of course, if a woman comes into his life that he is interested in, he's going to do a little bit of effort, but then he's going to wait to see if she gives effort back. And then he continues that cycle while getting to know her. But if he's really smart, he's going to do his research. He'll check out her socials, he'll probably Google her, and then he'll do something that I think every smart man should do before investing in a woman, which is running a public data check on a trusted website like publicdatacheck.com. It can save you guys a lot of hassle.
I just had 5 grown men walk by, grown, able-bodied men walk by as I struggle and help this poor mother with 3 children carry her stroller down the stairs. They just looked and kept walking. I'm literally like dropping my umbrella and everything. They just keep on walking.
Exactly 3 videos before this one was a news story about how a man that was a security guard was by a sidewalk by a bus station. That security guard saved a woman's life that was not paying attention. She was looking at her phone and about to cross the street right in front of a bus. In the video, you see this man reach out and grab her back with one hand onto the sidewalk, and then he uses his other hand to help keep her standing, but she ends up kind of crashing down to the floor anyways. This woman ended up pressing charges on this man for grabbing her the way that he did. And what was honestly up for debate, according to this woman and some people that were supporting her, was that that man should have asked for consent, that he shouldn't have touched her. So yeah, that's why. That's why a man is not going to handle your bags, and especially anything to do with a child, even if the child is not in the stroller. He doesn't want anything that could come back and fall back on him. It's women screaming for equality and trying to get men in trouble for basically just doing the things that they've always wanted to do, genuinely. That's the problem.
So can we normalize you letting me borrow your husband, and not in that way, you freaking weirdos, but like in the way where you both come over and he helps, hang my TV and lift all the heavy things. And we drink wine at the same time. And I'll make you both dinner. And he can have a beer at the same time too. Like it's a win-win-win-win. But I need to borrow your husband.
This is absolutely the result of men leaving the friend zone, which is becoming so widespread that here we see a woman coming online asking other women if she can borrow their husbands. It's called a handyman. You Google somebody locally, you call that number, and then guess what? You have to pay for it. Because trust me, no husband wants to spend hours at your house, even if his wife is there, to fix things for you and then get just a beer and some food out of it. That man would much rather just stop for some takeout food on the way home from work and then actually be able to sit down for an hour, which is honestly all he wants because these husbands out here are tired. Lastly, could you imagine a man coming on here making a video and talking about how he wants to borrow your wife in order to do wifey things like cleaning and cooking and doing laundry? No, he would be canceled so quickly and he would be kicked off of social media. But that doesn't happen when a woman makes that video because of the double standard.
And let me say this to my young brother, because, you know, he's like, I trick, I don't treat. I see what you're saying, but these modern women want a trick and the treat. They want the treat from the trick. And guess who that trick is? It's going to be you. It's going to be you. But a lot of modern women are saying, a lot of men are saying, because these modern women are acting this way, I see what you want. I keep on saying, I'll treat you. Hey, I'll be chivalrous to you. I'll be generous. I'm a nice man. I'm a nice guy. But modern women don't want that. Modern women want a problem. They keep on going for the man that don't want them. The man that's going to dog them out. So they don't want either. They don't want a trick. They want a trick when the man that's dogging them out don't want them. And they still need that validation. So I'll go and get a treat from the trick. But when that man that I want stops dogging me out for even 2 seconds, I'm going to leave that trick and go try to get it all up in his face. He going to pump and dump me and send me back to the trick.